Hello everybody, SpiritGaming here and welcome to a very special video, I would say, again with the class tier list. Of course I have made one, but it's pretty old and was not that accurate, right? So today we will be taking a look at literally everything a class can do, and yeah, we will make a tier list for everything like dungeons, PvE, Dragonslayer, Clash of Swords, 1v1s, Ladder of Honor, bombs, everything, and at the end we will basically do the class tier list for actual best overall class in this game. Of course, this video is very controversial, so I would like you to hear me out on my reasons why I would think I placed someone in S and someone in C, in C and D or whatever, you know. But yeah, by the way, subscribe, like the video if you enjoyed it. Join my Discord, of course. Link of the Discord is in the description below. And lastly, yes, I did announce that now I have channel membership, so you can press the join button and see all of the perks if you want to become a channel member, because you do have some nice ones for cheap and expensive ones at the same time. So without any further ado, let's just start with the Dragonslayer best dungeon classes tier list, okay? So first of all, we all know I'm gonna place assassin over here. I know it's with one S, but yeah, it's a meme now. So yeah, because I used to always assassin with only one S, so now it's become a meme, and I will do it with S anyways. Okay, so yeah, I think there is literally no explanation for this. No need for me to explain to you guys. It's assassin, right? It has immunities, like 2 immunities. It has a lot of damage, teleportation, invisibility, a lot of burst damage, a lot of single target damage as well, and AoE at the same time. So assassins are just S tier when it comes to dungeons. Next up, let's go with Blade Masters, okay? Blade Masters, I'm gonna go and place them in the C tier. We all know melee classes don't really do well in dungeons. Of course, the only thing the Blade Master is good at when it comes to soloing dungeons or teaming dungeons is by using Diamond Realm and saving the teammates, right? But if all the teammates are assassins, then there's no need for that, right? So he is at C tier, of course, low damage as well. And yeah, that's basically it. For fighters, again, I will place them as C tier. I guess they should go like this. They are better than the Blade Masters, however, they only have the robot immunity, which if they, you know, get it out of the way really fast, or yeah, before you get hit twice, then you would just die immediately. I would even say when it comes to in terms of survivability, Blade Master is way better, but then the damage is way higher on fighter. And if you're like doing some older dungeons and want to, you know, do them as fast as possible, fighter is definitely fast enough. So I would say fighter is better than Blade Master, but both of them are not that good. Next up we have Gunslingers. I'm gonna place them in A tier actually. The only reason is because most of the times in dungeons there are single bosses, right? And Gunslinger is known to do a lot of damage to single targets, right? So this means that yes, Gunslinger can clear out bosses very fast. Also can kite the bosses. He has a lot of range as well. It's not mainly like fighter and blade master. And yeah, the only problem is the survivability, which can be just dodged, I guess, if you use, you know, the right talents with damage reduction. And especially now with the new buff to, I guess, camouflage, Gunslinger is definitely even having way more damage. I feel like you guys don't know how much damage that one buff added to this class. Next up we have Reaper. Really controversial for you guys, but yeah, I will place it below Gunslingers. The only reason is you have to stop if you want to attack, right? You have to stop to use the chains, okay? And plus Gunslingers do way more damage than Reapers when it comes to bosses, so Gunslingers are way faster. They can move, they can kite adjust the bosses easily, but Reapers have more defense in terms of if they don't get one shot, they can gain all of their HP back. That is the only reason probably, and because they're ranged, that they're not in C tier. Otherwise they would have been in C tier as well. But they are B tier because they can heal up to full HP. And lastly, Soul Dancers. This is the fastest class in the actual game. Has a lot of burst potential. Has, yeah, you can go up to 90% damage reduction as well. So that is pretty much insane. In group dungeons as well, if you run a group for dungeons, especially now, because you would want to do that. Yeah, it's basically a very nice class to have if you want to speed through the dungeons, so you get the buff from Beamer Spring. And Assassins, guys, as I said, for group or solo dungeons. If you are going in groups, try to go 5 assassins or 4 assassins, 1 soul dancer, and you'll be fine. I'm gonna place it like this, of course. So yeah, that was the dungeon class tier list. Now let's go to the next one. Next up we have Dragon Raja best Dragonslayer classes. So in this category, of course, what is the best class when it comes to Dragonslayer? Since Clash of Swords and Dragonslayer are a bit of a difference, yeah, they have their differences, right? Of course, you know guys, Gunslinger at the top for sure. This is the best PvE class in the game right now, okay? Next up, we have Blade Masters, again C tier. In PvE, yeah, this is, yeah, of course, it's obvious, they do not do too much damage when it comes to PvE, right? Next up, we have Fighters. So Fighters, I was thinking of placing them in B tier, but they do a lot of damage. The only reason why I wanted to place them in B tier is because they're kinda buggy, and if you try to spam your attacks, you will literally go through the boss and don't do the full damage. However, I feel like that good fighters already know this, so I'm gonna place this between B and A tier. So yeah, I'm gonna go more with A tier since this class does a lot of damage, probably next to Gunslingers. Reapers, gonna place them at B tier, just because fighters and assassins do, fighters and Gunslingers do way more damage. Reaper is very good, get me wrong, but it's nowhere near close fighters or Gunslingers. I know I've been seeing some players say Reaper can outdamage fighter and stuff like that, but the harsh reality is that a same skilled and same rated fighter can definitely outdamage a same skill and same rated Reaper, okay? So keep that in mind, okay? Next up we have Soul Dancer, next to the Reaper, of course. I would even consider doing it like this. The only thing why I'm gonna do it like this is because time lock actually works on bosses, and with time lock spam, Soul Dancer actually has probably the most damage in the game when it comes to those 20 seconds. Like, that is insane 20-second damage, especially because you can buff it now with Ice Glare Shock. Yes, you can get 10% more damage with Ice Glare Shock. Then you have the crit rate increased by, I think it was 20 or 30% from one talent, and then you have 25% damage increased when you attack a target that is in time locked form. So Soul Dancer is definitely gonna be B tier and better than Reaper most of the times. However, in some cases Reaper is better, so I'm gonna place them both at B tier, and I'm gonna say they're exactly equal when it comes to Dragonslayer, okay? Next up we have Assassin. Assassin, I was thinking of placing him in S tier now with the buffs, however those buffs were not enough, and I think that even Assassins do less damage than fighters. Again guys, very controversial video again, and I know you might be thinking, well, I did so much more damage than that pay to win fighter, right? But the truth is, when you auto as fighter you don't do much, and it can be that you did more damage than a fighter because they autoed. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So this is the Dragonslayer class tier list. Timestamps are down in the description, by the way, so you can go to the next one and stuff like that. But yeah, let's continue to the next one. Okay, so we're back at the Dragonslayer best Clash of Swords class tier list. So, of course, again, this is a PvE event. Blade Masters go to C. They do, the reason why they go to D is because they do a bunch of damage, okay? If a lot of Blade Masters group up and they use the right talents and deep talents, they can do a lot of damage to the bosses, right? That is why I'm not doing it as D tier, but C tier instead. Next up we have Fighter. So Fighter, okay, so how I'm gonna rate these classes is how good they are solo and in a team combined, okay? That is why I'm gonna place Fighters at A tier, because they do have some nice buffs when it comes to buffing up allies with Onikatsu, I think. Not really sure what were the abilities, but I know they give a bunch of damage and crit and stuff like that. So yeah, Fighters I'm gonna place at A tier because they do a lot of damage, and at the same time they actually buff up your the allies, right? Next up is Gunslinger. If you guys didn't know, Gunslingers are very good debuffers when it comes to against Clash of Swords boss, and also have a very nice talent where the free-to-play Gunslingers or really low-level Gunslingers should use, which is the mine talent, to increase the damage dealt to the boss by 10%, I think, or whatever it was. So yeah, like, you can literally make alternative accounts, use the talent to do a lot more damage to the boss. But The main reason why Gunslinger is at S tier is because he's the best damaging class in this game, right? Next up we have Reapers. Reapers don't have too many debuffs or buffs. I mean, they have some, but they are not so big that they would be impactful, right? Like, I would not see a reason why would you not run Gunslinger instead of Reaper when it comes to Clash of Swords. Like, you don't buff your allies too much, you don't debuff the enemies too much, right? So that is why Reaper is staying at B tier. Next up we have Soul Dancer, of course. Soul Dancer I'm gonna place at S tier. So as I said, guys, it's not always about the damage, it's about debuffing and buffing. I'm not sure if you heard me or you watched the Dragonslayer thing, but yes, Odin can get time locked as well. What this means is that the talent, which when an enemy is in the time lock state, takes 25% more damage, actually works on the boss. So if you team up with a bunch of Soul Dancers, you can literally infinitely time lock the boss, and every single one of your allies, including you, will do 25% more damage to the boss, which is actually insane. And keep in mind, you get cooldown reduction boosts when it comes to using the Twin Pact on the right target, and also Mimir Spring, which buffs up the cooldown reduction for everyone, not just Soul Dancers, right? So that is why Soul Dancers are S tier, not because of their damage, but it's more of because they are like extremely good at buffing and debuffing targets. Next up we have Assassin. Again, I was gonna place them with fighters, but that was only gonna be if I counted the damage, right? Without doing the buffs and debuffs. Yes, Assassin do have a bunch of debuffs now especially, but I'm still gonna place them with Assassins and Reapers at the same time, like at the same spot at B tier, simply because I feel like there would be no reason why wouldn't you want only to run Gunslingers, Soul Dancers, and maybe a fighter here and there on your Clash of Swords group, right? Like, there is no reason to run any of these down here when it comes to Clash of Swords, like zero reason. Assassin would have been good if Reaper did a lot more damage, then both of these will be here, because Assassin actually decreases magic damage, magic armor, whatever it's called, right? Magic resistance. So yeah, that is literally the reason why I don't think that anyone should run these classes when it comes to Clash of Swords, especially Blade Masters. Please don't run Blade Master. Okay, continuing to the next part. Okay, so here we are at Dragon Raja Best Deities test classes. Yeah, I even made this. However, I'm gonna go over this quickly. Blade Masters are at C tier, Fighters are at C tier as well. Oh, should I place B or C? Just because, yeah, they have a lot of damage, but they cannot survive against the bosses, so I will place them as C tier again. Next up, Gunslinger S tier for sure. Reaper is B tier again. Soul Dancer is B tier again, and Assassin is A tier again. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I think there is no doubt in this tier list, right? Like, you want to do the most damage and be ranged at the same time. You don't need anything else, to be honest, when it comes to this part. Assassin could be good in some stages when you are sure you're gonna die but have enough damage. However, I'm gonna place it at A tier. That is why it's A tier, otherwise it was gonna go B tier, but it's A tier for now. So yeah, then moving on to the PvP, I think is gonna start right now. Oh boy, so here we are at Dragon Raja Best 1v1 Classes tier list. Right, so I know I'm gonna, you know, like spike some fires, or I guess fuel some fires, whatever it's called. But yeah, this is the most controversial tier list, I think, when it comes to this whole video, right? So Blade Masters, A tier, guys. A tier for sure. They can beat any other class except Reapers, including Fighters, but Fighters can counter them at the same time. So this is a matter of skill right here, okay? And this is literally a matter of skill. Blade Masters and Fighters are A tier. Next up we have Gunslinger. Now, yes, I'm gonna place it even lower than them. So the reason why I'm gonna place them lower than that is, yeah, good Gunslingers can do a lot. They're rare, but they can do very good things, especially if, you know, they hide behind the wall in training arena and they attack you that way. Although there is a very easy counter to that as well, which I'm not gonna talk about now. Maybe that's gonna be for another video. But yeah, there is an easy counter for that as well. So if there was not a counter for that, I was gonna place them at A tier, but they cannot really do much except do a lot of damage. They are not fast enough yet. Of course, the camouflage buff does help them so much. You guys don't know how much it helps in terms of damage, survivability, and evasion, I guess, mobility, I would say. So yeah, Gunslingers are a B tier. I would have probably placed them at C tier if it was not for the camouflage buff, but they are B tier for now. Reapers, king of 1v1s, guys, OP in 1v1s, no class except Soul Dancer can beat them, okay? This is the only reason why I'm gonna place it at A tier. So, Soul Dancer gets destroyed by most classes, but they are the only class that can fight Reapers, okay? So I'm gonna place them like this, just because they can be the only class that can beat the Reapers, only if the Reaper does not have super armor 24/7. So one duck, like if you get Witch Kissed on one time as a Reaper, you are dead. Just because as a Soul Dancer you Witches Kiss someone, and if they get chickened, they are dead for sure, because you go time lock them and then you screen on top of that. So what happens then is, when you're in chicken form, you deplete all of your endurance. That's deep talent. Then, when you use crit on someone, they are silenced and they can only get away by using their endurance, their full endurance, which they don't even have anymore. And Reapers cannot even use their teleports when they are silenced, right? The only thing they can do is get out of there. But how do they get out of there? When the Soul Dancer will keep on time locking them, right? So for the duration of crit, they will stay locked, time locked, the Reapers, okay? That is the only way a Soul Dancer can win. But a key factor is if the Reaper is not the best when it comes to keeping their super armor up 24/7. That is the only way they can lose. So that is why I'm placing this class on A tier. Other classes don't stand a chance. Assassin. Now, Assassin, the thing is, good assassins, even good gunslingers, can go up to A tier for sure, right? But that's not the point. Like, the difficulty is there for assassin right now. By the way, this is from level 90 to 104 to level 104. Otherwise, if it was level 105, assassins would be probably here or even S tier because of their silence. But assassins are better than gunslingers when it comes to PvP, but they are not the best yet. I know I really love assassin, I wanna main it, I will start maining it after I make all class guides, but it's the harsh reality that assassin is still not the best class in the game, or even close to it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I know this was very controversial. Like, comment down below why you think I should change this tier list or something like that. That would be very nice to hear you. Also join my Discord and we can have a long discussion about this, of course, as well. But onto the group PvP one. Okay, so we are here at the Dragonslayer best group PvP classes. So this is Day of Liberty, the new desert map, Tide of Gods, and also Battlegrounds, okay? It's not Lair of Fun or Bombs. I have actually separate tier lists for those things as well. So, Blademaster, where does Blademaster fare? If it was pre-Reaper release, he was gonna be up here, right? But now he's down here, at C tier. Blademasters can be useful, but both fighters and Reapers actually make the Blademaster class not tanky enough, and at the same time it does not do so much damage anyways. So yeah, Blademaster C tier for group PvP for sure right now at the moment. I know, I'm sorry I said that, but that's just how it is. So next are fighters, and the only reason why I'm placing them at B tier is because of their targeting bug, everyone. Yeah, targeting bug makes this class unplayable in group PvP, but it does so much damage, it's too good. It has CC, it has debuffs, it has buffs, it has super armor, a low survivability though, but has a ton of damage, right guys? But the target switching bug is making this class kinda unplayable, and I'm placing it at B tier. I was thinking of placing it at C tier as well, however I feel like, you know, sometimes the targeting bug is not there that much, so I'm gonna place it at B tier instead. Reapers, A tier for sure. Now, why I'm not placing them at S tier? Should I place them as S tier? They can get countered in group PvP way easier than in 1v1s only. Mostly by Soul Dancers, but by other classes as well. Just because, yeah, they do a lot of damage, of course. They can CC a group of enemies, and they have a bunch of... you know what? I should place them at A and S tier, like on the middle right here. But I'm gonna place them at A tier right now, but keep in mind they are like in the middle. Like literally they are in the middle over here. They are not S, nor they are A. Gunslingers, I'm gonna place them at B tier. Okay, so yeah, this might be confusing again, and I know this is a very controversial one too. The reason is because Gunslingers do mostly single target damage and not that much AoE damage, right? And this is group PvP we are talking about, so you wanna do the most damage as you possibly can. The reason why it's not a C tier is because, especially with the camouflage buff, this class can just go in, kill one person and get out, literally playing as an assassin. So yeah, Gunslinger is at B tier right now. Does a lot of damage, not too much AoE though. Silencer, S tier. Not because of the kills you can get, but because of the rank you can get, okay? The reason is you can literally stay in the middle of a fight and just heal people, and you will just gain ranks upon ranks upon ranks. Not saying that the heal is useful though, I'm just saying that you get so much ranking points just by healing people, and also at the same time you're doing damage. You have a lot of CC. You're the only class that can counter Reaper hard, like literally so hard. You can kill them just by, you know, cheeking them once. Next up, you have buffs, debuffs, a lot of damage as well. CC, like so much CC, and you're probably, yeah, Silencer is the fastest class in the game if you spec it right when it comes to talents. Yeah, there are so many talents that give movement speed to Silencers. Also 24/7 super armor is now achievable, especially at level 100. So yeah, S tier Silencers. Assassins are lower than Reaper, so they are literally A tier. They are not A to S tier, but they are A tier only. The reason is they do a lot of damage, they have a lot of survivability, they have invisibility as well, but there's not too much difference between these two classes when it comes to damage dealt and stuff like that, when it comes to group PvP, right? While Silencer does like close to these two people's damage, like class damage, but has a lot of heal as well, which boosts the rank so up you guys don't even know. Right, so that is the only reason why I'm placing Silencer at S tier, while these two are A tier. Well, again, I will say Reaper can be at S tier, but I'm just gonna place it right here because it gets hard countered by Silencers. Okay, moving on to the next one. Okay, so Dragonslayer Bass Ladder of Honor classes tier list, right? So, Blade Masters, everyone. The problem with Blade Masters right now is because the servers are swarming with Reapers, right? And fighters at the same time, so everyone gave up on Blade Masters at the moment, and they're at C tier as well. I know, guys, Blade Master is the worst class at the moment in the game for sure. In SEA is still the best one when it comes to PvP, but in global with Reapers released, Blade Master is C tier for sure. The only good thing that Blade Masters can do is stun a bunch and also use Oberon to save a lot of allies. That's pretty much it, and a lot of people can do it. So, fighter, B tier or A tier? Should I place it at A tier? I'm gonna place it at A tier right now, just because fighters right now do have a nice buff when it comes to group PvP, because you're basically fighting in close distances, and fighters do have AoE damage as well, which is insane. They have super armor, they don't have too much survivability, but that is why Silencers with their pack now are there. So that's not a huge problem. Next up, we have a lot of damage, I said. So yeah, I'm gonna place them at A tier instead of B tier though. Gunslingers B tier for sure. They do a lot of single target damage. They can single out backline enemies and kill them for sure, but not much else. Reapers S tier right now. This is the only reason like that Blade Masters are down here. Does a lot of damage. He has a lot of CC. He has own survivability. He has dodging and stuff like that, so yeah, that's S tier for sure. Okay, so Reapers are S tier, but Silencer are S tier as well, everyone. So yeah, this is the only class again that can counter Reapers, but it's too good in group PvP because of time lock spam, Azure mark spam. If you have high enough cooldown reduction, you can do that, and that's too OP, guys. You have not seen a video of Azure mark spam that turns the whole screen into a blue screen. Actually, yeah, it's literally just like getting a blue screen instead of, you know, time lock spam. So yeah, Silencers are for sure S tier. Buff, debuff, damage, CC, mobility, survivability, healing, everything you need for a class in PvP is there for the Soul Dancers. Okay, Assassins recently with level 90, 98 I guess. Royal Fire plus Whispers of the Ancient God. Now Royal Fire actually reduces targets defense, like dual defense, and decreases their damage dealt. And when you combine that Void, they take 20% more damage, so like both effects stack. That is why I'm gonna place this class at A tier right now, but that's only if you're level 98 or above. If you are not, then this class is still at B tier for sure, but only because of that one EX ability that you can literally use every, like, what was it, 45 seconds. I'm gonna place it at A tier for sure. He has a bunch of damage now, with the buffs of course. He has a nice debuff, he has a nice buff when it comes to survivability, when it comes to magic damage, and as you can see both S tier classes do magic damage, so Assassin is naturally more tanky and like semi-counters them, I would say. So yeah, that's pretty much it about the Ladder of Honor classes, and now let's get to the next part. Okay everyone, so best bombs class, right? Bombs class, Blademaster A tier for sure, just because yeah, even though you're not tanky enough, you still don't get pushed around, you still can survive a lot of damage because of Oberon as well, and you can push back enemies really easily if they don't have super armor at the time. Next up, fighters are A tier as well, do a lot of damage, they just stay in the middle, but they can get like kited out of it, because yeah, if you just spam your attacks, you can get kited out and mess everything up for your team. However, nice buff, the mech can do a lot in this mode, since yeah, the enemies are crowded and stuff, so yeah, A tier for sure for fighter. Gunslinger is B tier, does a lot of single target damage, not the most useful class in bombs. Reaper though, Reaper is A or S tier again. The classes are pretty much the same except one class, so yeah, S tier because of a lot of AoE damage. Soul Dancer without a Soul, I have not seen a good team without a Soul Dancer in bombs, simply because of the fact you can give everyone super armor, cooldown reduction, buff, debuff, CC and stuff like that. And surprisingly, assassins are at S tier as well. The only reason why Blademasters were not B tier is because they can stay in the middle for a long periods of time, and assassins can do the same thing but for longer with Void plus Crystal Coffin combination, right? So they can be tanky, they can do a lot of damage, they can CC and can debuff enemies, and are a natural counter to Gunslinger, since if you hunt mark them, everyone will see Gunslinger even if they go invisible, right? So yeah, that is pretty much it. I know it might be controversial a bit, but it's how it is. Like, I don't think anyone can change my mind with this tier list. Okay, everyone, so here we are at the best free-to-play classes tier list, and Soul Dancer is first, which means S tier for sure. You're good as a free-to-play to play PvP with some whales as well, guys. The fact is that if you have dolphin friends, like casual spenders dolphin friends, you can literally buff them so much and they can become whales. You guys don't understand how good Soul Dancers are when it comes to PvP. When it comes to effectiveness, of course, which is what we are talking about right now, it is the most effective free-to-play class. It has a lot of CC, it has a lot of debuffs, it has a lot of buffs for your teammates, which are basically the same even if you're pay to win or free to play. Like, those three things are literally the same. They only have less healing and less damage dealt from whales when it comes to free to play versus whales. But that's pretty much it, guys. Like, literally Soul Dancers are, even if you're whale or free to play, you will be close to the same effectiveness as, yeah, you know, free to play versus pay to win. Like, there is not a big difference between those two. Of course, again, I will say damage, of course, but then again, every single class out here will do lower damage if they are free to play. So yeah, that's literally a given. And yeah, Soul Dancers here for a reason, S tier for sure. No one can change my mind about this. I have been saying this for a long time, that Soul Dancers are the best free to play class in the game. Okay, next we have Reapers. Reapers are very good because they can beat some whale people, I guess pay to win people, even if they're free to play in 1v1s mostly. So, you know, I kind of wanted to, you know, keep that in mind. If free to play can do something, even a pay to win player can, and that is just win a lot in training arena, right? For this class, like an example for this class, right? So yeah, Reapers do win against pay to win players a lot. Okay, same as Blademasters did, but now they don't really so much. But yeah, pretty much it. Fighters at C tier for sure. You will just D tier, dude. D tier. I'm gonna place it at D tier, guys. I know some fighters may be sad, but that's how it is. You don't do enough damage, you don't have enough survivability as a free-to-play. When you compare, you know, pay-to-win versus free-to-play, right? You are not the best at anything as well. So D tier for fighter for sure. Blade Master C tier, simply because it's way too easy to play, like so easy to do good as like you just need to use one EX ability and you will be useful. That's pretty much it. Like, I'm not sure if you guys have seen, but most of the time Blade Masters are at C tier, except for 2 tier lists, I think. But yeah, they can be doing a bunch of damage because they stack well with AP. So I feel like free-to-play, as a free-to-play player, if you have enough AP and you're playing fighter, you will do less damage than a Blade Master when it comes to PvP, simply because Blade Masters scale off of AP so much, and that is what you know, nerfs the whales as well. So yeah, C tier for Blade Master, mainly because of AP, and the second reason is because of their EX abilities, both for PvP and for PvE. Gunslinger, I'm gonna place it at A tier as well, just because good free-to-play Gunslingers can do so much more damage than any other classes when it comes to PvE, even if they're paid to win, okay guys? So Gunslingers at A tier, they're not the best for sure overall, but they're good when it comes to PvE damage. Assassins A tier too. Now with the, yeah, if you're 98 or above, A tier. If you're not, then B tier for sure. Even C tier maybe. You don't do anything except be good in dungeons, right? So as a free-to-play player, you can mainly only do 100 level dungeons with assassins. That is why they are B tier. But when you get to level 98 and have Whispers of the Ancient God plus Ray of Fire upgraded, you will have a big debuff as well towards pay to win enemies when it comes to, you know, playing against whales in PvP. So if you're below level 98 and don't have Whispers of the Ancient God, then Assassin is at B tier for sure. But if you do, it's A tier. And I am A tier. Like, I'm playing with Assassin a lot now, and I can see how effective it is in PvP groups, in PvE as well. So yeah, Assassin is there with the rest. Probably the best one over here. Like, probably the best one. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Now let's go to the best overall class, guys. Yeah, let's go to the best overall class. Okay everyone, and thank you for watching this far. I know this video has been very long and controversial as well, but we came to the end. Best overall class in the game. This is the most controversial thing I think I'm gonna do right now. Previously it was the 1v1, I think. Now is the overall class. Everyone will like their own class, their main class, right? So I expect to get a lot of dislikes and hate comments for this, but it is what it is. Someone had to do it, right? So I'm gonna do it. And yeah, Blade Master, best overall class, not even close. I'm gonna place it at C tier because it was average. I was thinking of placing it at D tier, but then again, it's an average class, guys, like below average, I would say. I mean, I'm not sure if you guys saw that, but most of the time I was placing it at C tier, and that was pretty much it. Overall class for fighter, B tier, for sure, right now. Does a lot of damage, can do well in PvP, can do well in PvE. The only bad part is, as a free-to-play player, he's very bad, but still can do well in most events anyways, right? So I'm gonna place it at B tier. Gunslinger, B tier as well. Can do a lot of damage mainly, but nothing else. Doesn't buff the players, does debuff a bit, I guess, but not too much. And yeah, mainly because they're so good at PvE, right? I was thinking of placing him at A tier, but then again, if you counter that with fighter, it's kind of the same. Yeah, kind of the same position, right? Reapers, A tier for sure. A tier because they are very good in PvP but not so good in PvE, but they are still okay in PvE as well, right? So A tier for Reapers for sure. Soul Dancers, S tier. Like, if you do PvE, you're gonna be good. If you do PvP, you're gonna be good. If you do solo dungeons, you're gonna be good. You can literally tank most classes, most dungeons, tank them and kite them as well. Like, you have debuffs, buffs for your teammates, everything a class needs to be played, and I feel like Soul Dancer is the best class at the moment overall. Assassin, B tier, it's very fun, you know, it is definitely very fun, but B tier for sure. It's not above Gunslinger or Fighter, but it's not below Blade Master or same as Blade Master right now. And yeah guys, that pretty much concludes this video. I know it's been quite a long video, but that is pretty much it. I feel like I'm sorry if I upset some of you guys by especially, slaughtering Blade Masters, but it's just reality. Like, anyone will tell you, if you just fanboy or fangirl the Blade Masters, then it's your choice. If you want to main them, it's your choice. You can still do well, but they are just the worst class at the moment. Overall, they are the worst class in the whole game. At level 90 plus and after Reaper release, of course. SEA, Blade Masters are still very nice, like still very good. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Subscribe for more genre content, like the video if you enjoyed it so more people can see it. Comment down below why you think I should change something in any tier list. Other than that, join my Discord. Link of the Discord is in the description below, and also join as a member, or at least view the video I made for it, or even see the perks, and maybe you can even I have some cheap ones, some cheap memberships, some expensive memberships, and some middle class memberships as well. So you can check that all out. But without any further ado, I'm gonna leave you guys here. Until next time, bye bye.